joining us, first of all.
Well, thank you for the invite.
So let's talk about it. You made a mini documentary called 540 Meals. Choices Make the Difference.
Correct.
And that is based on?
Well, that is based on the science experiment we did out of Little Colo, Iowa.
Okay.
You see, I'm a science teacher.
Yes.
And the kids have to do a semester project. They can pick any subject they want as long as it revolves around the biological sciences. Then they have to create a hypothesis, and then using the scientific method, either have to prove or disprove it.
Okay.
So the hypothesis was, is it possible for a person to become better off eating nothing but McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Did the
for 90
kids come
days?
up with that?
Well, I came up with the idea, but
right.
the kids had to do the parameters. And here's the two things that made this turn gold.
Okay, tell me.
Number one, they had to keep me on 2,000 calories, but more importantly, I made them track 15 different nutrients of every item they fed me, and they had to try to keep those in line with the recommended daily allowances that the Food and Drug Administration has put together.
First of all, I think he's extremely dynamic, and I think he's truly he's an educator and a coach. And from what I saw from him is he used a very simple, something really, really simple, and he made something really big out of it. Choice, that's how I teach nutrition. And I use Super Size Me. I think this is an excellent complement to Super Size Me. What he did was, to me, it was a totally different experiment than what Spurlock did. The kids or whatever made those choices for him, and then he went out and did what they told him to do, and you see the results. And 14 months later, he's still doing it. So that's awesome.
In my Intro to Foods class, I use the Super Size Me documentary as a part of my Influences on Food Choices unit, and it just is a tool that will develop a lot of conversation about healthy food choices. And I love the fact that we now have John's presentation to follow up with Super Size Me in talking about healthy food choices, or it is all about choice, and it doesn't matter where you're eating, whether it's home or a restaurant or fast food, it's what you're eating, what you choose to eat.
Well, I couldn't wait to hear what he had to say because my husband and I have been dieting. We're both school teachers. So the first day school started in August, we started counting our calories, and we both lost some weight, and we're not eating at McDonald's. So I was like, all right, I want to hear what he has to say, so maybe we can start eating at McDonald's a little bit now.
This is the guy that has accomplished, I think, my dream accomplishment, being able to eat McDonald's nonstop and still lose weight, and not just lose like 4 or 5 pounds. You lost 56 pounds?
Well, yes, almost 60 pounds
Almost
by the time
60
it was over.
pounds.
Yep.
Eating McDonald's for 6 months straight. How many meals?
Well, it was actually 540 straight meals at the Golden Arches, 6 months of my life. What's really cool is that when I put this together, I thought, okay, this is going to be tough for the kids because they're going to have to get on the internet and look up 15 different nutrients of everything they feed me. So I'm messing around on the internet the first day of the project, and I go to McDonald's website, and they have a thing called My Menu Builder. Oh my goodness, if you go to www.mcdonalds.com and then click on My Menu Builder, you can click on any single food that they have at McDonald's, and you click on that, all the nutritional information will pop up. Go to My Menu Builder.
I'm going to pull this up so our viewers can see what we're looking at.
I was a little bit skeptical, but yet I came with an open mind. It seems like anybody, if they set their mind to something, they can do it. And I was kind of excited as someone that has struggled with food myself to hear what he had to say. And, I think he gives a powerful message. If you keep track of what you're eating, look at the nutritional value, you can make healthy choices no matter where you are.
Very impressed with his knowledge in terms of making food choices, and his message that he shares with students is very powerful because it really does open up their eyes that it's not really the perception that fast food is bad, but really the idea that what could be bad is the choice that they make while they might be ordering any type of food. The students embraced him. They embraced his story, and the message in a very short period of time was well communicated. Our students very much were intrigued with his message, the importance of his firsthand testimony, his life story. He took a lot of ownership for all of the decisions he made earlier on in life, being a college athlete, then losing control of his overall health and well-being, and then taking that control back. And I like the part where he's an educator and he involves students in coming up with that game plan.
I learned something today about how McDonald's ingredients aren't exactly the stigma of being a negative food source, being that I'm a McDonald's kid myself.
I was astonished and super impressed with the presentation. more than anything else, with the focus being on making choices, not only as it relates to nutrition, but as it relates to everyday decision making.
My overall impression is that he did a great job enlightening our students and giving them the perspective of being able to use diet, exercise, and eating right to be able to have a successful, happy life going forward.
You see, kids, this experiment wasn't about McDonald's. This experiment wasn't about me. This was an experiment of choice. We all have choices, not only in our diets, but in our everyday lives. And start using your critical thinking skills when you have things put in front of you, and take that second step and find out how much of it is really factual. Because, you know, every time we try to throw the fast food industry under the bus, you know what that does for people like me? It enables overweight people like me to say, see, that's why I'm fat. McDonald's is why I'm fat. Burger King's why I'm fat. Chipotle is why I'm fat. McDonald's didn't make me fat over those years. As a matter of fact, it's really ironic because in those 25 years that I looked like Moby Dick, in those 25 years, I hardly ate fast food. I got that way eating from a grocery store. I got that way from eating from a sit-down restaurant. And isn't it ironic that I spend 6 months of my life eating 540 straight meals, and I end up looking like this? I've been off the experiment now for going on 18 months. And for the first time in my life, I've been able to keep weight off. It's a daily challenge. But I've learned I have good days and I have bad days. But on my bad days, I've learned to realize that tomorrow is the first day of the rest of my life. And if you start taking it day at a time, all of these common sense things will come into play.